plugging in my laptop. I did, as you probably saw, I changed the time. Yeah, it's been a good day though. It's been a good day. But I'll share when some more people come in. Right now, I'll just do the intro. First of all, let you know we're doing the 1970s look, period makeup look. And I'm excited because it's colorful. And like the other period looks was kind of, I mean, that's what they were doing back then though, you know? So anyway, I need to still clean these lashes. Let me put them over there. So hey Janet. So we're doing a 1970s look. We're going to be using Eternal Beauties from Notoriously Morbid. We will probably put a shade from Pat McGrath, Gilded Nirvana shade on top. House Labs Deep Level 11, Fashion Fair powder, Usual Suspects on the face, Hourglass finishing powder, and their Lotus palette. So that's what we are going to be using today. I have out a new brow pencil. Yeah, I did have 3 of my backups. We have out these for lips because the majority of the pictures were like a red lip. I don't know if Julie is still here. She hasn't spoken up, but that doesn't mean anything because we are a multitasking bunch. Do I want to switch the lip liner? Since when do I care that much? I'm gonna do the dark one just because. Oh, that would be nice. See if it's smacking. Hello and welcome. My name is Dion. I call this the crazy troll nation of YouTube. Why do I call it that? The crazy. Just knowing it's okay to be your authentic self in a world where people will tell you who and how you should be. I'm here to let you know. Just be your authentic self. It is very freeing. The troll part is not caring too much for the beauty community standards. You set the standard for yourself. Try not to feel like you need to use a certain brand or a certain tool or a certain technique because that's what they're telling you in whatever video that you're watching. Use what you want, how you want to get the look that you want. That's the bottom line. Here we embrace our natural features. We enhance them if we want to, when we want to, but we never feel like we have to. Love yourself for who you are and for how you look, even when you're not wearing face paint. So that's what the Crazy Troll Nation motto is. That's what we stand for. That's what it means. And it just warms my heart that it does resonate with a lot of people. And I do hope that it resonates with you if you're hearing it for the first time. If you've been hearing it, I hope that it is one of your daily affirmations, just to love yourself. And I am crooked. Excuse me. Bruce is alive and well today. The reason I switched the time was I woke up earlier than usual because I fell asleep earlier than usual, just like the other day. And I think maybe subconsciously my mind is getting me ready for Academy because so I woke up and I felt okay. So I'm like, let me just go ahead and get up. And I did no pre-packing yesterday. So I'm like, let me get up and just pack like all the clothes, the stuff that's in my carry-on and my toiletries. They go into my backpack. And y'all seen me before. I just put the whole caddy into my backpack and it fits perfectly in there. So I really love that. And so I do that the day of because I use my toiletries in the morning. So don't pack them because I'm going to need them. And also, you know, my shower gel and, you know, the shower gloves. And so the last minute stuff is just toiletries, make sure I have my meds. But everything else, yeah, everything else I did pack. And I was running Janessa's live stream. Yo, them palettes are beautiful. I was just like, oh my gosh, the palettes are beautiful. And so before I started packing though, I did have lunch, well, breakfast, Vietnamese, cinnamon, and a packet of oatmeal. And y'all, I was still hungry. And I'm just like, so I'm looking at the time, like, okay, how much time do I have that I can fix something to eat? And I'm like, if I put the rice in the rice cooker like right now, because that takes like 20 minutes or so, I'm like, I can make it. And it was ready. And so I mixed everything up and it was like 10 to 8. And I'm like, let me not scarf it down. And so that's why I changed the time. I said, I'll just take my time and eat. and maybe Bruce will be nice. Um, and so that's why I changed the time. So I did have lunch, and my stomach is feeling happy. Got clothes in the dryer. I had them in the wash earlier. Their eyeliner is, it looks black. It looks black on some and brown on others. So we're going to use both of these from MAC. We're going to put the darker one in a, let's just use just this one. Inner Ribbons and Lower Lash Line. This is Skip the Wait List. This one is Nudge Nudge Ink that sometimes makes me look a little vampy because it makes, it's like a reddish brown type look. But I do like it though. I'm taking out mascara so I don't forget. So I am excited about the 1970s look because they had color. They had color. One had a very light, ethereal, smoky eye look. Not quite a smoky eye look, but let me put this on all messages. Hey, oh, that's from earlier. Julia, she probably came at 8 o'clock. And then there's another one that looks like it wants to be not quite smoky. Then there's one that just looks like a copper. She's a little bit deeper than me, so it just looks like a monochromatic copper look. And then there's another picture where it's like purple and the shape. I was like, yeah, that's what we're going to do, to go to the purple. But it is a lot more colorful than the previous decades. And I'm thinking we can go through it. Their brows are just normal, natural looking. And well, one has bangs. I can't even see her brows. Hers look natural, like she just keeps them trimmed. The other one looks like it may be a brow pencil, but it's still natural. Like there's no, a lot of fanfare. And the other one, I don't think she has any brow product on at all. And so, excuse me, forgot to tell you 2 things about me. Yeah, so brows are natural, and y'all know I am for the natural brow. Janet, 2 things about me. I curse sometimes because I curse sometimes. And if you just heard that, excuse me. There's an organism, the second thing, there's an organism named Bruce that lives in my throat that likes to randomly hiccup, gurgle, and belch. Usually I do my brows first, don't I? He likes to hiccup, gurgle, and belch in videos, and particularly in live streams, because live streams I'm usually scarfing down food like right before, or I'm guzzling water or some other type of beverage. So that's when he's most active because of those habits that I have. And I really need to just plan my time better. But then, I get up with enough time. And sometimes the oatmeal will hold me till after the live stream. But for whatever reason, today it didn't. And maybe because I was moving around packing versus just like chilling, We're going to do the brows and then set the face, or do I want to set the face and then do the brows? Let's do the brows. So this is all that's left in this one. Janet, the short that YouTube automatically did. Sometimes I don't use them and sometimes I do, and it looked decent. So I'm like, okay. And it was when I was doing the click, like, do you see this? This is almost used up, da da da. And then I did a short that doubles as a reel for Instagram. And then I posted that one as well. Well, the one that YouTube automatically did, the live highlight. And I always leave the words live highlight in there, and then I'll put a colon and then put, whatever. So maybe people will know that I didn't pick that one. I don't know. And I don't even think it matters. Hey, Tanya. Somebody. And it was funny to me. Somebody commented. What did they say? They said something like. I forget what the first part of the sentence was. it was saying, I forgot what the first part was, and then it was like a comma, and then they put "you're beautiful," but those brows ain't it. Just trying to warn you. And something I've noticed about me a while ago is when I'm in the wake up, which y'all who have been here know that that's when I wake up, but I'm not waking up to get up. I just wake up periodically. My filter is not on yet. My filter is still sleep because I'm still asleep. And I keep saying I'm going to stop checking messages and, texts and other stuff. I still be doing it though. And so my responses tend to be longer because my filter's gone. And so and not that I think they deserve that amount of attention, but it is funny to me. And so I had put, thank you for the view. Thank you for, the watch time. And I also appreciate you leaving a comment for engagement. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. I do suggest that you watch my long form content and make sure, make sure you subscribe, consider joining the membership. And then I skip down the line and I put, oh, and thank you for sharing your opinion, keyword your. So that was my reply back. And that was a long one because usually I'm like, thank you so-and-so, and that's it. But when I'm half asleep, my filter's gone and I just do the whole thing. And so, and the thing is, y'all, it's always 100% of the time someone who does not do content. So, and I do really wish that people would watch the long form because, and even if they would have saw the short that I did, I explained like, this is a vampire look. I love them too. This is a vampire look. It's a member request. So they would have known that it's not something I just do every day, which doesn't matter because if that's what I want to do every day, that's what I'm going to do every day because we trolls and we do what we want to do, right? Go back to the intro. You know what I'm saying? And so, and that's the thing. It's like, okay, you watch this, 30 to 50 second short and you have an opinion, but you don't even know why. It's because it was requested. And so that's what gets me. And that's why I usually do say something like, I encourage you to watch my long form because they say stuff and they have no idea like what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? And in the shorts, I do usually say like why we did what we did. You know what I'm saying? So, and again, if I wanted to do that every day, I would. But it's just, to me, it's ignorance when you speak on something that you don't know anything about. Whereas if you even watched the other short, you wouldn't knew. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, hey, Michelle. And so, and it is always somebody who doesn't do content. And yeah, and they tried to soften it. It is. I'm gonna get as much as I can before I open this one. I hope that one. And it is a thing, and I know I talked about it before. Anybody who does content, we're opening up ourselves for criticism because we know everybody's not going to like what we do, and that is totally fine. But just because you don't like it, that doesn't mean I need to change what I do. You know what I'm saying? And they did try to soften it. You are beautiful, but them brows ain't it. I know I'm beautiful. I already know that. Us trolls are amazing. Like, what the hell? You don't got to tell me that. But, yeah, so, yeah, I was laughing at that. Like, I am giving them way too much attention because I'm half asleep. Keyword your. Because people really act like when they leave comments, they really seem to think like their opinion is going to change what we do. And I'm saying we because I'm not the only content creator where people just be saying whatever. Hey, Amber, how are you? And so... And dare I say, I think it's usually people who are insecure because, you do something that most people don't do or that some people seldom do. And then it's like, oh no, you shouldn't do that. Well, I'm not a part of the pack. I'm a part of the crazy troll nation. And so that's the thing too. And that's why, again, my intro is the way it is. Just do what you want to do. I'm getting as much of this And so it's just, and in a way I feel sad for people like that, because if you're telling me what not to do because it's something that most people don't do, then that's making me think that they stick to whatever society is doing or whatever the fashion statement is or whatever, instead of just being secure in their self and doing what they want to do because they like it. You know what I mean? And so in that sense, I feel sad for that person, for those types of people, because they really do think, and their opinion is going to change my life. A-Bitch is coming out with a new brow pencil. Anyone in the market? No, I don't use their stuff. I think I did hear, who? I don't know where I heard it or where I saw it, but I did hear about it. I've seen it somewhere. So right after I ate, I still had like 5 minutes left. The therapist appointment today. Excuse me. She says I need to stop trying to understand why people do what they do. Okay. I will say that doesn't work for me, but what I've had to do is, and I'm not saying you should do this. I'm speaking just, what I have been practicing is just not letting it matter to me. It is still important for me to understand why. If it's somebody in my day-to-day life, it is important for me to understand, why they're doing what they're doing or saying what they're saying, but learning to just accept it. Like, that's what they say, that's what they say, that's what they do, that's what they do. You know what I mean? And so, and that's just the way my mind works, is that I want to understand people. So if somebody were to tell me that, I would be like, that ain't gonna work. And that's my profession. So I'm just like, how am I, like, how am I not gonna try to figure stuff out? But the key for me is just learning to be okay with not agreeing with it. And I do love to agree to disagree. So that's just me. But yeah, that's kind of funny. My brows look like they're on speaking terms today, y'all. I still got a little bit left. I'm gonna take this with me tomorrow. I still need to pack my makeup. I don't know what I'm taking. Do I? No, I don't. I don't know what makeup I'm taking. Feels like it's wet. Yeah. Fashion Fair powder. The House Labs brow pencil you got in Ipsy is not worth the full price. I think most makeup isn't worth the full price. But you know what? I'm lying, because when I saw the Yucca palette, the Yucca palette, I'm like, I'm getting it. I don't care. But it has to really be something that's like completely 100% my vibe. It lasted I literally lasted 5 minutes, and now my legs hurt. What are you doing? Held for review. I need to check my settings. So I'm putting that to show. It says another moderator handled that. I need to check my settings, because it's been holding a lot of stuff lately. It seems like more like beauty store pricing would be better. You're trying to understand peeps will lead you to the loony bin, but isn't what we strive to do to understand others and where they're coming from. Yeah, I mean, I think so. So to say stop doing that, what? And the thing is, as much as I analyze other people, I analyze myself too. You know what I mean? So it's not just, one of them people who always have something to say about somebody else and they never look within themselves. I'm an equal opportunity behavior and thought processor analyzer. And, it serves me well, especially when I learned, as I said, to just accept, that if this is how the person is, that's how they are. I don't have to like it. But if it is something that is really just like, bitch, what? I just don't spend a lot of time around that person. And I just start backing away slowly. And so, yeah. Because people are who they are. And even if they are working on changing, like the things I know about me that I want to keep working on changing, I am still who I am. You know what I mean? doing? What am I doing? Hey, Janessa, your live last night was wild. I think I warmed up the crowd because I was watching that like, damn, like she's getting all the not so good trolls. Like my live was just mild. We were just chilling. So I was just kind of like, damn. Excuse me. Hey, Paulette. Oh, gosh. Hi, everyone. Janessa listening. While you clean your office, won't be that much. Hey, you know we're multitasking bunch, Janessa. These steps are hard. Excuse me. Yeah, I have no... Yeah, I love to figure out the whys, too. I do. I don't know... I forgot what I was going to say. What the hell? I'm waiting on Kroger delivery. I chose the latest delivery time for the cheapest fee. You funny, Tanya. I forgot what I was going to say. I could pack up my makeup tonight. I have 2 videos scheduled. One for tomorrow morning and one for the 1st. That is it. I am going to hopefully be content while I'm away. And I always do, so I don't even know why I'm acting like I might not. I only found one of those little round lights. And I'm like, I know I wouldn't have thrown them away. Or would I have thrown them away? Like, I don't know. But I'm taking a light. It was a 2-pack. The one that I had put together and I left set up on my desk. And I don't know why I left it up on my desk, but... And the other one, I did set it up to make sure it worked, and then I took it apart. So that's the one I'm taking with me. Excuse me, y'all. Excuse me to fix you out. There's the eyelash. Can you come out, please? Shit. Excuse me, y'all. I can see it. Okay, I got it out. Yeah, it wasn't wanting to move. It wanted to move in. You're taking your makeup off now. You wore a glam shop today. I'm waiting. Tony, you funny. Yeah, I need to check my settings because it's been holding more comments lately for review. And I don't have, I think I told you already, like what my blocked words were, and it's only like 3 of them. I don't block curse words because I'm like, I curse. So how am I gonna, that wouldn't make sense to block curse words. What is your go-to remover product or process, Janet? Says Tanya. So I just scraped my eyeball. Watching Janessa's live today. Those palettes, the sculpting palettes, I don't know what the title is, from, none of them have wings. One of them, yeah, her shape is kind of going up here, so I could do a wing like just underneath, like the swoosh accidentally. I could do that on purpose, because the one you can definitely see, she has a thicker line underneath, and then it comes up here, but we'll see when I go to do liner what happens. So that means don't come out straight. That's what that means for me if I'm gonna do this. What was I saying? Yes, I'm taking that light. It's kind of tall, and it does have a bracket for the phone, but I also still just put my I think it was already in there, my second tripod from eons ago. That stays in my carry-on. Right now, CeraVe Makeup Remover Cleanser Balm, smeared all over my face, then wet. Let's go wipe it away. Okay. We're going to use almost everything in this Lotus palette. I'm going to use the same brush to do it. We're going to start with Bronze Heat. And it's supposed to be the bronzer. I can tell, like even doing this, seeing my bone structure, I can tell I did lose weight in my face. Because my features become a little more pronounced, well, as far as my contour line, because my cheeks aren't as they are when I'm heavier. I'm trying to decide if I want to maintain this weight. Because I would have to make a conscious effort to maintain this weight, which would mean like, and I don't eat a lot of junk now, that's what it is, but sometimes I just go on snack attacks and this is all, it's a wrap. I do like the weight that I'm at, and physically I've been feeling better, because when you deal with chronic joint pain, even 5 pounds makes a difference as far as carrying that. Like your knees won't feel as bad, you know, your hips don't feel as bad. I mean, yeah, it's still in pain every day, but it's less. This is still that same color, trying to build it up. But you know what, I'm tripping because that's why I had Deep Level 11, because their contour bronze or whatever it is very pronounced. So we're just going to put this back here. This is Deep Level 11 from House Labs. So we're just going to put this back here and feather it upward. And all of their contours come all the way down to here. We're going to let that Hourglass bronzer do that. So we're just going to leave this back here. Excuse me. And even looking straight, this is the puffier side, because I see the indentation here. So it's like a bubble, then it goes in, and then down where this side is just straight, smooth going down. And those are just little things I notice in myself. And my rings spin a lot more, because I also lose weight in my fingers, which people don't think. But my rings spin a whole lot more, and it's annoying. And so I find myself putting on like more and more lotion just to give something sticky, which is not sticky. Well, that is simple, Janet. Get it all off. Need 2 separate cleansers. We're going twice with the survey. So now we're going to take Red O, this shade here. You can see that their blush as well. So the 70s, they were like, we need some color. I'm getting warm. I was sweating earlier. So what the hell is going on? And my thermostat is reading like 68. But maybe because I was packing and I was moving around, I started sweating. I was like, what is going on? Yeah, this is what they looking like. Excuse me for smacking. I still always need to go in with a white for my inner rims. And I do know a lot of people just use a cleansing balm. Now we're going to take Radiant Rose, same brush. And we're just going to pop that right here. Just want a lot of the rinse and wipe with the rag. And do you do a double cleanse after that, Janet? Or you just remove it and that's it? Some people's skin could do that. And even if something says no rinse, like the Neutrogena says no rinse. But if I don't do like a double cleanse after, my skin is tore up the next day. Remember that time I showed you all these bumps up here? And I still do have bumps up here. But that happened because I didn't double cleanse. And I'm just like, damn. Now we're going to take this one up here, which is Desert Flush. And we're going to put that just here at the top, sort of like a highlighter, even though we are going to still use the highlighter. Because that has like a nice little sheen to it. And now, ooh, there are still sparkles here and there. So now we're going to take the highlighter, Gilded. We're going to use the tip. And we're going to do this with it. Excuse me if I let this glare you. So we want to put this up here. The finishing powder in here is Eternal Light, which makes me toasty. So we're just going to use a little bit of it. That's this one. And same brush. We're just going to just, where most people highlight, which is weird, right? And we're just tapping. And that's all we're going to do with that. So this is my Lotus face. And then we are going to take Luminous Light from Hourglass, same brush, I'm going to put this under the eyes first. And we're going to swipe and turn, because we're going to go every which way with this brush. Excuse me, swipe and turn. Swipe and turn. The only place I realized I don't put this is on my nose. And maybe because it has a sheen to it, and I'm not trying to highlight my nose. And there's always a ball of light. Look, the light follows my nose. So it's like, why do I need to highlight that? Like, I don't. And so I just don't. I'm going to spray with the Skin Benavia spray. And then has no fragrance. Yes, no fragrance is good. That's all we're going to do with that. And that's a lot different than that barrier spray. I'd be like, yeah, that barrier spray no joke, but it will lock your makeup down. And I imagine it would be really nice for people who have dry skin. You will lock it down. I'm just taking out brushes because I was unprepared. Let's take out one for our eyeliner, for upper lash line. Our MAC 210. Their upper lash line liner is a thin line. I'm going to take out this brush for lower lash line. What else are we going to do? And only one I can see she has a color up here is very distinct. Not ashy, but you can definitely tell she has something here. The other three, no, and then one is a little brighter than her complexion. The other two, I don't see anything up here. But am I going to do something up there? I don't know. Hey, Alexandra. So let's prime the eye. Same things we've been using. I think this is almost done because I noticed, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. This was very dry. And when it's dry, I could see the patches of this. And so I do think that's almost done. So this may be the last night we use it. And if so, I'll be happy with that because then I'll be back to the Fenty that's sitting over there so patiently. So we're all going to take this. I do think I'm going to get rid of it. Hey, CM, how are you? Hey, Justin. You do a double cleanse, then use Panax. Thank you. I still never put away the previous load of laundry I did. It's still sitting in the basket. I did take some stuff out because I packed it. But I didn't put the other stuff away. And the good thing is it'll stay where it is until I move it. I don't have nothing to worry about. Maybe I waited too long yesterday to blend this out. I know I talked a lot in the live yesterday because now it's not looking patchy. I do see the line like on my upper lash line, but that's a user thing. Maybe I waited too long yesterday. I do think it is almost done though. I feel like I've been using it for a while. Okay. So now we're going to take, you are welcome, CM. Alexandra says she's late. You're not late. You know why? Because we started at 1:15 today. I changed the time. You're helping your husband set up his new phone for us. I wait till my phone is about to die because I hate trying to learn and set up something new because it's always really tedious. And it's just like, why is this necessary? And I'm not a tech person. So I'm just like, ugh. I got this phone because my previous one, the screen went blank. and I knew ahead of time because periodically it would go blank for like a few seconds. And so I'm like, oh man, the display light or whatever is about to die. And so I took it into the store and it went black. And it took him, y'all, he was so patient. Maybe he was bored, I don't know. But he spent over 2 hours with me with my phone because at first he couldn't even get it to come on. And so he kept like pressing different buttons at the same time, holding them down, trying to do a hard reset. And I was just like, and I keep a lot of stuff. I'm going to use this one more again because it did smooth out today and it didn't look patchy. And I am going to take this with me. We got that much. And I do already have an unopened one. I'm going to double check though. That's in my makeup bag, my travel makeup bag. This made me look really orange. Look what happened to the lighting. I look toasty and then That is so freaky. Okay, I'm like a little kid. But I'm going to keep this out and double check because I do think I did see one in there. Just so it's like, you know, if I forget one, there's always one in there. And I keep microfiber cloths in there, some of those travel brushes. Yeah. So two of the looks are want to be smoky. And I'm only saying that because the lid is a neutral, natural color. And the smoke is their crease color, which isn't really a smoky look. One is just monochromatic bronze type, and then one with the purple. So if we do use the Gilded palette, we're going to put this purple on the center. And what I have not used in a while was Eternal Beauties, this palette. And this from Notoriously Morbid. I have a 15% off code below. Just know if you order something, you want to wait a little bit. And this has this purple too, which is nice. And I do like these grays. Absolutely love this one. It's like a green gray, something, something. Excuse me. Ooh. And also I was thinking too, I was glad that I did wake up earlier than usual, which again is because I've been falling asleep earlier than usual. Because I'm like, I cannot pack my main stuff the day of because I will forget something. I will forget something. We're going to take this shade right here. Because the one that does have the purple look, she does have a shimmery inner corner. Y'all look. You listen to Michelle? Bing! When you commented that, I laughed so hard. Oh my gosh. So I read your comment, and I'm like, what is she talking about? And so when I went to the timestamp, which I always have to go back a few seconds, and I was like, bing, bing. I was cracking up. I was like, oh my gosh, like this is like, why is this so funny to me? She also looks like there's some. We're gonna take an Hourglass number 3 brush and put this purple all over the lid. I'm saying that because it looks like it's all over the lid, and then it looks like they deepen the outer corner. So we're going to take this brush. You have to pack day of because I pack as I go through my getting ready routine. Really? Oh. Thank you, Paulette. So we're going, so we're going to take, I don't know how, what am I doing? I'm going to take this purple right here. So why did I go into the red that's next to it? We're going to cover it up with the purple. Yeah, we're going to cover it up. Why did I? Yo, I am tripping. I am tripping. And I don't go out often. You know, I have indoor clothes and outdoor clothes. And so when I look at my closet, I'm looking like I could get rid of like 50% of this stuff and not even miss it. For real, for real. But yes, all my clothes are packed. My sleepwear is packed. Undies, socks, you know, all of that stuff is packed. So I just need to do like the last minute stuff, toiletries, make sure I have my meds. So I don't pack those because I take them when I get up. But, so that's like the last, and beverages, Mountain Dew, Gatorade. Thank you, Paulette. This is a nice palette. What disappointed me about this though, and it might be my complexion or undertone, this is a shimmer red, this is a matte red. They show up exactly the same on me. This is a shimmer black. You can see the sparkles. This is a matte black. They show up exactly the same on me. So that reduces the versatility in this palette. Like it could have just been just like this. So that was disappointing for me, but I still use them because y'all know I like dark looks. The first looks I did with this palette, I did one look with these 2 columns, the second look with these 2 columns, and I think we used these 2 for the last look, but I'm thinking I would have had to put something else with it because just black and red, or we might have did a vampy look, I'm not sure. So, but I do have a playlist for this palette, Eternal Beauties from Notoriously Morbid, and most palettes I do have a playlist for. So if you're ever curious about something or like what else I did with it, I did that intentionally so it would be easy to find. And so, random question. Do you have Ruby? No, I do not have Ruby Woo by MAC. I do not. So we're gonna take a clean one. I'm talking about we're gonna take the purple and then dip into the red. Really, girl? So yeah, so let's just do this now. So I make sure I'm going into the right shadow. And we are gonna overlap the red. Oh, but look at that, how you still see like that little, I am leaving a sliver of the red because that looks interesting. Y'all, what is it with the damn red? All right, let's just do this and then do this. Why do I keep dipping into the red? Are one of y'all really wishing I would use just the red? Because what I have never kept dipping into the wrong color. This mix is nice though. That's cute. Take a clean one. I don't know what is happening. So we're going to put the purple, and we're taking it all the way into that first shade. It is pretty. The purple, I'm exaggerating for myself, so I don't go back into the red. Like, what is going on? Every time I hear Ruby Woo Jan, I think about that guy's makeup I did at one of the events. The one that was like, he said he wanted a red lip. You know, the purple shadow girl doesn't flatter your complexion. Oh, so you're the reason I'm probably keep dipping into the red by mistake. Thank you, Paulette. And he was like, why have Ruby Woo? And I said, well, I do have other reds. And he's like, no, it's in my bag. I will get it. He got up. Yo, he wanted that Ruby Woo, boy. And it did look really good on him, too. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, that was just one of those moments of things that I think I will not ever forget, which means I probably will, but not for maybe like 10 years or so. But he was like, oh, it's in my bag. I'll get it. I was like, okay. He didn't even give me time to say anything. He was like, I'll go get it in my bag. And I'm like, okay. He was gone. I was like, okay, he's serious. Ruby Woo. And it did look really good on him, too. It really did. So I told him, I said, I see why. I see why you were insistent on Ruby Woo. I said, this looks really good on you. He said, I always have it with me. And I said, as you should. Man. I feel like I have tried it at some point because I know it's been around like for a long time. Is it a blue red, orange red, classic red? Look at me like I know what colors are. The only reason I know I love me in a blue red is from that atomic shaker from House Labs, because it was described as a blue red, and I'm like, that's what I need. Because as soon as I put it on, I was like, oh, yeah, this is my red. And the Hung Vango red is orange red. When I swatched it, I'm like, this to me look kind of orangey. We're going to take this brush and we're going to go into this. I think we want to do the gray instead of black. I know what's happening to me because y'all know it is. The formula in this palette, I clipped it on something. I cracked it on something. I don't know what I did to, you know what I did with it? I was putting this in here one day, and this is the plastic that came with it, but it's sharp. And I was putting this in here, and I dug into the shadow by mistake. And it just took like a little chunk off. But this formula is one that I do like, this formula, because everything is really smooth. It's more of a blue red. Okay. I think it's beautiful on almost everyone I see it on. Now you have. Janessa is so good to me. I appreciate you, Janessa. So we're going to, I'm thinking now, like, do I want to take one of the blacks? We're going to take this gray. I do like this one. And I want to say they sent this one to me. And I was so excited because I was just like, but then look, I'll check and I'll have purchased it. I think they sent this one to me though. And the PAO is 24 months. Y'all know I like them long PAOs. The formula is so smooth. Some of their, oh, it feels like it's something in mine. Excuse me, y'all. Some of their palettes has like the more grainy, and not every like shimmer in a palette. They have like different formulas, and they do hand press their shadows. But some of them might be a little grainy or might be a little flaky. Everything in here is so smooth, and I love it. I gotta remember not to come all the way out here. What shade is this? Did I do the gray? Yeah. I'll be done dipped into the wrong shade. Oh man, I'm messing up my shade. All right, let's just try to leave it right there. Hey, Grace. I ended up with duplicates when I was buying their holiday gift sets. Mac put Ruby Ruin. Yeah, they do. Everyone. The same way. No, yeah. I wish they would get off that click. I'm just like, it's annoying to me. I don't know why, but it just is. You know, I think it's because, like, I know we know what it feels like, and so to name a product that name is like, this ain't that. Like, are you delusional? And if that's what it is for you, you need a new partner. I really think that's why it annoys me, because I'm really sitting here thinking, like, why does that annoy me? Oh, y'all. This finger. Oh my God. This. That hasn't happened for a long time, where my finger cramped up like that. What the hell? And y'all know what, it's been so long, I forgot that it does that. And sometimes it's this hand, depending on how I'm holding the palette. Y'all, this finger just straight got stuck. And then this one went over here. The hell? And that hasn't happened to me for a long time, Paulette. Hey, Ruber, how are you? Man. I don't know. Do you have Arnold? You tell me. Are you hiding them in your closet? Damn. And I wasn't even holding it for that long. That's why I'm like, what, yeah, that hasn't happened for a long time. I had forgot that it used to do that. Yeah, I'm not in the mood today. I was going to say he can super chat me, he can stay. My finger hurt. I ain't feel like playing today. Yesterday, that was so funny, though. I was really waiting for him to see if he was going to super chat me $13. Times is hard. Prices, inflation, and shrinkflation, and all of that. These are two different shapes, because this one is sharp and this one is round. So that hasn't happened in a long time. And I said I wasn't going to do that shape. Well, habit is as habit does. Whew. Man, it's been a while, Paulette, since that happened. I had forgot that it happens. That's how long it's been. I like this. I don't think I'm going to go in with the black. And her outer corner is darker than the purple in the lid shade, but it's not this dark. And that is okay, because we're not duplicating the look. We're just duplicating the vibe. And this honestly is like regular looks these days. She looks, okay, let me see. We're going to take a shimmer, because it's looking like she has a light shimmer in this area. We're going to take this gray right here with an E45. Whew, wow, that was, so we're going right on the top edge of the lid shades, and we are overlapping just a little bit. Oh, that's pretty. So that's without. I like that. So we're swiping and turning. Thank you, Paulette. Thank you. Oh, that's nice. So you do see some of the darkness up there. Hey, Charlene. I was talking about you the other day because I was saying that we have 5 Charlene's that roam in and out of here. And you were the third one. And the fourth one, I don't remember their name. But we had a fifth one come in one day, and I'm like, "You're our fifth Michelle," because I saw the name, and I'm like, "Okay, that one is a new one." But then I don't know if they watch and don't comment, which is why I love when y'all comment, because then I know that y'all are here. But yeah, so you're the third one, because it's Michelle A. Davison, Michelle in makeup, and then you, Michelle Keynes. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, that's pretty. I like this. I do think I'm doing more than what they did, but who gonna stop me? Who gonna stop me? We're gonna take a brush with no shadow on it because I want to bring these up a little bit, but I don't want to add more color on the brush. So this is a brush with no shadow. So this is just going to bring up the colors just a little bit, and it's going to fade it upward. Because we are going to put a brow bone highlight, and I don't want this entire area highlighted because what it does is that it makes my puff look bigger, and I think it looks fine the way it is. Okay, so this is before and this is after. So even though it's still near my brow bone, this side seems to be further up, closer to my brow bone than this side. It might just be how my brows are. I don't know. I don't know. That was like, what the hell? I'm gonna take this brush, and we've already used this on inner lid, so we're gonna take this one to put that thin strip of light that I like right under my brows. Y'all, I just love this look. Theirs is blended, the ones that do look like they have color up there. But this is what we doing. Look, I just love that crisp line. And I will feather just a little bit sometimes. But I just love, I just love it. I do. Lower lash line. I want to take this color, this gray green color. This one is described as, where are you on here? These are the shade names and the descriptions. And this is in little tiny cursive. That's why I'm like, I know I can read though. That shade is, that looks like a R, Rowena. Green toned medium gray matte. We're going to put this on lower lash line. And then we're going to do upper lash line color, do the lip, and we'll be done. I like this color. So we're, oh man, that's nice. This is nice. Yeah, I haven't used this in a while. So when I go back to a palette I haven't used in a while, it's like a whole new experience. That's nice. This has been fun, Janet. Janet had requested period makeup looks. And she requested by the decades. And that was a really good idea. The 30s, 40s, no, the 40s, 50s, and 60s were kind of similar. Twiggy stood out for the 60s for sure. But like the other looks, they were all just like kind of the same as the previous. Thank you, Charlene. This is Notoriously Morbid Eternal Beauties palette. I don't even know if it's still on their website. I do have a 15% off code for them down below. And I love this formula because everything in here is super smooth. And some of their palettes, the shimmers might be a little grainy or flaky. And I do work with them. But these, like y'all, it just went right on. So, excuse me, Bruce. So this is it. So what we used, inner corner, accidentally went into the red twice. Thank you, Paulette. And then we topped it with this purple, and we put this in our transition area up here. Excuse me for that glare. We put this under our brow bone, so that strip of light that you see, and this we have on our lower lash line. We put this on our outer corner. So it is a mostly shimmer look, honestly, except for the lower lash line shade. And I know some people, they have to have a matte, they have to have a shimmer. I've done all shimmer looks before. I've done all matte looks before. So it's just, you know, whatever you want to do. And so we are going to go into Pat McGrath, what the hell title? Gilded Nirvana Mega Eyeshadow Palette. This ain't mega. Fits in the palm of my hand. But anyway, that's what they say it is. Oh. Okay, I see it. I just need to see where things are so I'll remember where to go get it. Because I'll be like, where's the brush? And one time before I kept saying, where's this brush I used? And I forgot I had dropped it. It had rolled back there somewhere. And I was like losing my mind. Like, where is this brush? Where is this brush? And I'm looking and I'm looking. It was back there somewhere. And when it fell, I didn't even see where it went, if I'm not mistaken. So do we want to use a hourglass number 3? We're going to take this shade right here. Actually, Paulette, which I love, and I was already a fan of the brand, and I already had like quite a few of their palettes. On their website, you can request to be on their team. And so I requested to be on the team. And they accepted me on the team. And so people, like other people who was like, oh, I love that brand, this and that. And I'm like, if you have a few things from them and you regularly use them, request to be on their team, because they'll see that you already use their stuff and you're just not trying to get, you know, something for free. You know what I mean? So that's how that happened. They did ask me if I wanted their new release that was coming out. And I said yes. And then they double checked and I said yes again. I haven't received it. And I know I'm not entitled to it, so I didn't even email or anything, because they did have quite a few palettes come out since they had asked me that. But I know I'm not entitled to it, so whatever they send, I am grateful. My first year, y'all, was insane. They sent me so many palettes that year. I was just like, oh my goodness. And the second year, they sent me a lot. So I was just like, damn. Because when I looked at all the palettes, I had like almost 20-something palettes. And I'm like, damn. Like, I only bought maybe 5. We're going to take this one. Because we're going to put this, like, right in the center. We're going to take this purple shade. Excuse me for that glare. Right here. Hey, Lock. And Notoriously Morbid. And so, yeah, so that's how that happened. With that. And then their third year, they started asking me, hey, we have this coming out, would you like to receive it? And I always say yes. But the first 2 years was insane, because they were just sending everything, like every palette, and I was just like, this is a lot. I mean, yes, I was thankful, but I'm like, is this normal? Because even like the larger channels, like, you know, 80,000 subscribers, you know, whatever, they'll say, you know, sometimes they'll send me PR, sometimes they don't. And so, but them first 2 years, I'm like, is this normal? I wasn't complaining at all. Hey, Julie. I saw that you had popped in here earlier. I had changed the time to start a little bit later. But when I did come on, I did see that you were here. So thank you for coming back. So y'all, is it a difference between this side and putting this, layering it here? I don't know. But that was cool though. But I was just like, oh my gosh. Like when I really sat and looked and counted, I'm like, they sent me a whole lot of stuff. I think it's a little bit more bold, but not by much, maybe. It does look different to me, to my eye. But y'all know my eye is like, and so, I'm gonna put that here. And usually I don't even layer shadows. Yeah, I can, this is a little bit darker than that, or maybe it's looking a little bit darker because it's on top of a purple. And it's making it look like it's a red patch over here. Yeah, I can definitely see it, because it looks like there's a red patch right here where I didn't put it, and a red patch right there where I didn't put it. So in a way, it's looking patchy, but this is where it is not. So we're just going to just feather. Yes, it is good to know that if I do put it on top of something else, it will show up, because it is showing up. I like it. We're going to take the brush we used for that gray shade, and we're just going to just do some more blending right here. And that is it for this palette. Eyeliner. Oh man, I'm gonna do a black. I haven't used my lethal water activators in a while. Where are they? Oh no. Because when my laptop is here, everything that's here gets moved over there. So then I'm like, you know what? Let me stop looking because I dropped my other foo-foo lash. I need to clean the glue off of those. It's not even sticky anymore, but I still need to try to clean some of the glue off and then put them in my case. So we're going to take MAC. Yeah, it did. It got a little more bold. And it was noticeable not having it out here because this was still looking reddish, which is weird because it was only the purple we had over there versus how we layered the purple over the red in here. And I think I can still see a little bit of the red right here. I don't know. I might be seeing things. So the MAC 210 brush with MAC Paint Pot and Black Mirror. Whew. And I thought about using that one lot, and but what I did was I looked at, because I keep track of when I last used a palette and what number look it is, and I hadn't used this one since like January, and so I'm like, you know what, let me just use this one, the Eternal Beauties. But definitely, because I did think about that, because when I was looking at the looks, I'm like, that's definitely subversive vibes. And so this is my 10th look with Eternal Beauties and my second time using Gilded, because I want to have a steady rotation, and so that's why I started. Well, I was doing that before that, not for any particular purpose, just because my OCD is like, just keep track. But I like it now, especially having fewer palettes, because it is ensuring that I am using my palettes. And so right now, of all my palettes, I've used them all since January, and some since February, and a few since this month already. And so I'll look and see, okay, what's the latest date? And there were actually both of these, I think, were in January. I'm not sure. And so I just try and keep stuff up to date, and then I'll look and see, like for the next look. And I'm going to look to see what I'm going to pack to see, okay, what else have I not used since January? And if I have used them all in January, what haven't I used in February? And then, look at the dates just to keep everything fresh and in rotation. This is nice. We're going to take whatever's left in this brush. Let's put in that corner, which it never stays because my eyes tear, which is why I usually don't connect it. Or how some people, they bring their liner down in here. I never do that because it's not going to stay. Because my eyes tear. It is nice though. That was so weird with my finger because it's been so long. Whew, okay, let me toggle really quick and we'll do the lip, y'all, and then we'll be done. Okay, everything is all right. Oh, mascara. I almost forgot mascara. That's why I'm glad I put it out, because sometimes I do forget mascara. The look we did, the green gem look, I didn't realize till when I took pictures, we didn't put anything on lower lash line. And I was looking at the pictures like, especially having these foo-foos on the top, there was nothing underneath. And I was looking at the picture like, damn it. So I do be forgetting stuff sometimes. And we didn't even have liner under there because we were dealing with, that color story. Y'all would think I know my face by now. I thought this was Fallout. That's a freckle. Y'all, I am 56 years old. You would think I know my face by now. Yeah, that's a freaking freckle. And I thought it was fallout. That's why I was like, oh my gosh. That is cray cray. And that happens every now and then where I'll be looking like, what? Or I'll be trying to like wipe something off and I'm like, oh damn, that's my skin. That's a freckle patch. And then I just laugh at myself because that's what I do. Like, you really didn't know. And my birthmark looks funny. It's a light patch and it has a freckle in the center of it. Just like, and I got them everywhere, like even on my hands. Like I have one right here. And what's funny, I was going to say it's one on the other side, but it's not. But there's like somewhere where I have them like in almost identical places, but on the opposite side of the body. Got them on my hands. I got freckles down here. Freckles down here. Just like they're just everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. On my arms. And my birthday. No, I do not have a dog. And I have sensitive sinuses and allergies and asthma. So me having furries. Why should... Y'all, I keep telling you I've been hitting myself a lot with this lately. It just tapped up here, but I don't see it up there. And so I do have non-living furries. I do have some stuffies. Some stuffed animals, but no living fur babies. I keep wanting to be done with this mascara. I don't know why. And I think because it feels like I've been using it a long time. The PAO is the 20th. Damn, it passed already. Hi, my name is Dion. I'm a label whore. And that's how I know how long I had stuff. So the PAO was the 20th. It still feels good though. It seems like the last few weeks is when I've been hitting myself with this wand. And I don't know why. Either up here or down here or both. And I think it does feel a little bit more drier, which mascara usually will the longer you use it, because as is open, air gets in it. And maybe that's why I've been hitting myself with it, just trying to make sure I'm getting it on the lashes, which means that it is drying out. But it's still mascara in here. Thank you, Paulette. And it was so easy. I wish I had one, but they are a lot of work. Man, this one partner I had a dog. It was not good for my health. And after we ended our relationship, I said, I will never date anyone with a furry again unless they're okay with always just coming here, which means they would need a pet sitter. Because he would bring his dog here. And then there were times I would stay down at his place, and it was very not healthy for me. It was not healthy for me because of my allergies and asthma. And so when I meet someone, well, pseudo meet, if it's on an app or something, and, you know, I'll say, you know, I see you have pets, you know, I have allergies and asthma. And they're like, oh, that's not a problem for me. And I'll say, think about this, though. I would not ever come to your place. And then they're like, oh, I didn't think about that. Because I do believe in relationships, you know, both sides give and take. And I would feel kind of weird if I couldn't ever go to their place. And so when they say, oh, that's not a problem, I'm like, so you would be okay with me never coming to your place? And then they usually ghost after that. And so it is something that people don't think about, but I think about it because I want people to know, you know, what they're getting into. The same as I want to know what I'm getting into with whatever is going on in their life that may likely have an impact on me. You know what I said? I wouldn't date anybody else with a pet unless they were really just okay with knowing I wouldn't come to their place. And when they come see me, you got to get a sitter, a pet sitter. And that is something to think about, because one thing I know about pet owners, the majority of them that I know, their pets are their children. They love their pets. Some people, they love their pets as much as their children. And so that's what had me thinking, like, well, have you thought about I would never be able to come there? And this one guy, y'all, I mentioned this before, he flipped the fuck out. He said, so true, and during time it would become a problem. Yeah. And so I would feel bad about it too. And I do foresee that it would become a problem. And then I'd be like, well, remember in the beginning I said You know what I'm saying? Because I do feel like, both parties should do their part. And I don't think I would always want to be the one on the road. You know what I'm saying? Um, and and they don't think about it. And then when I say it, they're like, oh. And then they just end up ghosting but not ghosting, but just disappearing, which is fine because that is a thing. And there's one guy, he flipped the fuck out. And I'm like, dude, like, I didn't even ask you that. I had said to him, he said he had like 3 dogs, excuse me for smacking. And I said, well, I had allergies and asthma. And he was like, oh, that's not a problem for me. And I said, but I wouldn't be able to ever come to your place. You would always have to travel here. He wrote me back, y'all, capital letters, which means yelling, right? Oh, no, I would never. Hey, Pam. Thank you. We used the Notoriously Morbid Eternal Beauties palette. And we use one shade from the Gilded palette from Pat. But this is what we use. We use this shade, this one by accident. Did I say this one? This one, that by accident, and this one down here. And this one. Damn, we use how many shades? We use the whole top row except 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 shades. Damn. He was like, oh no. And I'm yelling because he was yelling. He wrote it all caps. I would never, ever give up my dogs. And they're my babies. And he was going on and on. And I'm reading the message like, dude, I ain't asked you that. I just told you I wouldn't be able to come to your place. He flipped the fuck out. I would never give up my dogs. Blah, 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 blah. I wrote him back. I said, I didn't ask you to. I just told you I wouldn't be able to come to your place. He flipped the fuck out. And I was like, is there some trauma there? Like, why did he get so hyped? And almost the entire message was caps, all caps, which means yelling. But he was hyped. And I'm reading this like, why is he triggered? Like, I don't know, Paulette, but I was in my clinical mind clicked on. And I'm like, why is he so hyped? Just because I said I couldn't come over there. I didn't say anything about getting rid of your dogs. But and maybe somebody asked him that before. I don't know. But I just said I wouldn't be able to come to your place. I have allergies and asthma. He flipped the fuck out. Oh no, I would never give up my dogs. And my first thought was after that sentence was, I didn't ask you to give up your dogs. And then I was just like, oh. Well, what button he touched? Because I didn't even say that. And my message was that simple. I wouldn't be able to come to your place because I have allergies and asthma. That's all I said. He flipped out. And I'm just like, okay, what's happening to him? Like, is he off his meds or, because I didn't even say you needed to get rid of your pets. I just said I couldn't come to your place. He flipped the fuck out. And I was like, damn, he needs therapy because I didn't even say that. And I wouldn't even ask anybody that. I just had a flashback of when I used to work in Camden, New Jersey after I finished my bachelor's. And this one lady, she was always talking about, oh, my baby, she climbed up on the counter today and I had to take her down. And she was always talking about, this baby, that baby. This. I don't know what button. I just said I couldn't come there. And he read that like I was saying, get rid of your dogs. I didn't even say that. And so she was like, oh, my babies the other day. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, okay. And then one day somebody said to me, when she's talking about her babies, she's talking about her 2 cats. I was like, what? Because she was really talking about like they was people. Oh, one of them got into the laundry the other day, and so I had to refold all the clothes. And then when, this one jumped up on the counter, and I had to move her and put her in the other room, blah, blah, blah. Somebody's like, she's talking about when she says her baby, she's talking about her 2 cats. I was like, are you serious? Because she was really talking about like they was people. I thought they was people. They were like, no, she's talking about her cats. I was like, are you serious? And so then I didn't want to believe it. And this was back in like, oh gee, when was this? Actually, This is before I went for my bachelor's. This is when I came back from training from, I think, the Army National Guard. So this was back in like 1990, 1991. And so one day I said that because I didn't believe it. I'm like, there is no way. There is no way. Because then I'm rerunning in my mind like different things that she has said. I'm like, there is no way she's talking about cats. Like, so one day I asked her. I said, show me a picture of your babies. Damn it, if it wasn't cats. I was just like, I was like, oh my friggin' word. What? Because she was really talking about like they was baby, like they was like humans. I was like, I didn't believe it. I'm like, well, show me a picture of your girls. Fucking cats. Sounds like he a proud and petty dog dad. I didn't even ask him nothing, no, Pam. I'm like, why? He just flipped out. All I said is I couldn't come to your house. Oh no, I would never get rid of my babies. I would never get rid of my dogs. And da 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 da. And just went on and on. I'm just like, okay, this is too much. People get very sensitive over their fur babies. And I didn't even say anything about the babies. I just said I wouldn't be able to come to your house because I have allergies and asthma. So that was me putting it all on me. I can't come to your house because I have allergies and asthma. That was nothing about him, the pets, the dog. And that's why I'm like, he flipped out. I'm like, he needs therapy. Like, what the hell? Like, who said what to him at whatever point in time that he's associating somebody not coming over with asking him to get rid of his dogs? Excuse me if you hear Bruce in my throat. If y'all have seen the movie Fog, there's one scene like people are trying to get out of town. And the fog was rolling in. The remake one, not the original one. And this older dude was already getting leopard spots on his face. And Haywood, it was hiding you. Hey, Haywood. And two of the younger people was like, come on, we need to go. And he was like, I gotta go get my dogs. I gotta get my dogs. That's all I have left in this world. And I'm thinking, it was a movie. I know, I get it. But in my mind, I'm like, you have your life. He was like, all I have are my dogs. I can't leave my dogs. And yeah, he died. But I'm like, and I do know that that's real. Like, some people really be like, I will lose life and limb for the sake of my pets. All of them did fully line, and y'all see I did not line on the line. Should I do that? But I'm like, And so I do know some people really are hardcore for their pets. And that's why I say up front. If it seems like we're chatting more and more, thank you. This is from the Sephora collection. It is number 97, Red Desert. Hi, my name is Dion. I'm a label whore. And it's described as matte burgundy red. And so I do know, like, some people are like hardcore. And so that's why I put it up front. And if I am on an app, I put it in my profile for those who read. I have allergies and asthma, so no furries, no smoke, no strong fragrances. Because people love their cologne, and I'd be like, could we roll down the window? Thank you, Bella. Yes, yeah, I can. And sometimes strong scents is a migraine trigger too, and that's the worst. Like trying to hang out with somebody and you get a migraine, it's like, okay, you really are not good for my health, dude. This one guy had old school, them little green trees that you put like on your like on your gear shift handle thing. Why did he have 3 of those hanging on the thing. 3 of them. And y'all know them should be strong. And so I'm like, can we roll the windows down? And he's like, oh yeah, what's wrong? I said, well, it's all of those trees you have over there. I have sensitive sinuses and asthma, and my eyes are burning, my nose is burning, my throat is feeling scratchy. And so he kept them there. And so then again, I was like, can we like put them in a glove compartment or like something? So he threw them out the window, all 3 of them. He threw them out the window. And I'm like, why? I just sit in a glove compartment. I'm like, okay, well, thank you, I appreciate it. Why? Like the next time we went out, he had 3 more. And they were brand new, which means they were stronger. I was just like, okay, he's not understanding. Went to somebody's house, started having trouble breathing. I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh, you're welcome, Paulette. I was like, oh my gosh. She had a plug-in in almost every outlet in the house. It smelled good, but it was a lot. And so I said to her, I said, can we unplug a few of your plugins? And she was like, why? Y'all, I got so pissed off. And she said, why? I said, because it's affecting my asthma and I'm having trouble breathing. And if you have asthma or know somebody that does, your body overcompensates and it starts creating more mucus because it's trying to lubricate, whatever it needs to lubricate to breathe freely. And so she was like, oh, mucus causes asthma. I said, no, it don't. Having asthma, when you're having an asthma attack, your body overcompensates and starts to produce more mucus. And she tried to swear me down. And I'm looking like, just Google it. Okay, I've had asthma for like how many decades? It is not caused by mucus. So then she come and try and give me a cough drop. I looked at her out. And she unwrapped it and had it in her hand unwrapped and was like, here. And I said, and I looked at it. She said, you don't want it? I said, I told you the 3 times you asked me if I wanted it that I didn't want it. So then she put it in her mouth. I was so pissed. And this was out of state too. I'm like, I'm ready. Look, when is the next flight back out of here? Because I ain't come down. And I told her, I said, I ain't come down here to die. And she's like, well, I just keep them all plugged in. I like the smell. I said, it does smell nice, but it's just a lot. Like, can you please? I had to practically beg her, y'all, to unplug some of the plugins. And when you invite somebody to your house, they take a flight to come spend a weekend with you or whatever. I mean, at least you can do is make sure they're not going to die. I had to practically beg her. And then she had said something, and I snapped at her, and I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm like, this is my first day here. The day ain't even over yet, and I've already snapped at her. Because I was just so done. Like, you are just not listening. Right. Thank you, Charlene. And she was, and then you're trying to argue with me. Mucus does not cause friggin' asthma. It's the reverse. Mucus is a symptom of your body trying to overcompensate so it can lubricate what it needs to so you can breathe freely. Y'all, I was done. And so the rest of the weekend, oh, I'm going here tomorrow. You want to come with me? No, I'm good. I'll stay here. Now, mind you, I went to visit her. Oh, tomorrow I'm going to do this. I'll wait here. I ain't go no fucking where with her because I was so done and I didn't trust myself not to snap. And I had already snapped. The first day there, I snapped. And I'm thinking, oh, fuck, I got 3 more days here. Let me just... And I kept telling her, I ain't come all the way down here to die. Like, yeah. So needless to say, when I got back, I started backing away slowly because I'm just like, I'm not... No. No, it was a mess. She would text me every now and then. I would just send her back something really short because I was done. I was done that first day when I was down there. And she's been here to visit me and it's been fine. But when you go to somebody else's place, you under their rules. But then if it's affecting your health in a bad way and you got to argue about it so you don't die. And I don't think I would have, but I do feel like I would have ended up in the hospital because I had my inhalers and stuff, but it got to the point where they weren't even working because it was just that constant, the scents in the air. So unless you clear the air, it's not going to help. Your medicine is not going to help. But yeah, I was done after that. So thank you for listening. Because as y'all can tell, like I was pissed off. That was crazy. But yeah, I backed away when I came home. She would message me. I send her back something short. So it wasn't even like conversations. And then after a while, she stopped messaging me, and I'm like, okay, good. And because she argued with me about asthma, I'm like, it wouldn't even benefit me to try and have a conversation with her, because people in my life, if we're cool, right, and something happens and there's a disagreement, sometimes they do help. What is the one that I have that I use twice a day? I do notice a difference, like when I don't use it, and so it does help. It's not a rescue one. I think it might be Symbicort or something like that, and it's steroidal, because after I use it, I have to rinse my mouth out. So it's like, don't swallow it, you rinse it out. Where was I going with that? What was I saying? Where was I going? Oh, if I think the person is able to have a calm, rational conversation, I'll let them know. I've been feeling this way, and I do put it on me. I'm like, I've been feeling this way because such and such and such and such. Da, 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 da. And if we can have a conversation about it, we can remain friends, because they know where I'm coming from. I understand where they're coming from. We agree to disagree if we need to, and we make accommodations for each other. That's friendship. That's sisterhood. Make accommodations for each other. But if you want to argue with me and I'm struggling to breathe, that tells me it'll be a waste of my time and energy to even have a conversation. You see what I'm saying? And there's been a couple of people like that in my life where they just went smooth off, and I'm like, and that was it. And then there's been other people, either they start a conversation or I start a conversation, and we sit and we talk and we come to an understanding, and okay, I know where, this is where you are, this is where I am, this is what we can do, to still be cool. And it's cool, but everybody is not willing to have those conversations. And so for the ones that ain't, back away slowly and be gone. Like that dude that wanted Ruby Woo. I'll go get it. So anyway, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I know that was a lot. But yeah. And that's why my circle is so small, because we need to be mature adults. And thank you, Janet. We need to be, well, I would like for us to be mature adults where we can sit and have a rational conversation. And sadly, and she's older than me, and sadly, everybody's not like that. And you know what's funny? Every time something like that happens, it might be 3, 4, 5 years, they'll contact me again. And I'm just like, oh, they still around? Because when I'm done, I'm done. And that happened with somebody else. She messaged me like 5 years later, and I was like, oh. And I'm laughing, not because it's funny, I'm laughing because it's a shame to be cool with someone and then find out you can't even have a rational conversation with that person. And it's usually people who live in other states, other parts of the country, you know what I mean? So we're not around each other all the time. And so it is somewhat of a learning experience when you start to share space, or if they visit or you visit. And they do say, even with living with somebody, you'll learn who they really are once y'all start living together, because it's a whole different kind of thing. Because it's just like, okay, I ain't know that. So anyway, we're going to get off of that. I do like the look, y'all. This was nice and quick and simple. Everything went on nicely. I learned that I have a freckle right here. I learned that today. So again, just for those who came later, Notoriously Morbid Eternal Beauties palette. I have a 15% off code down below. And this is what that looks like. And as a reminder, my disappointment with this palette was shimmer red, matte red. They show up exactly the same on me. A shimmer black, which looks really pretty, right? And a matte black, they look the same on me. So that was my only disappointment with this palette. The shimmers in here are really smooth. The mattes are really smooth. Barely, if any, fallout at all. I really like that palette. And yeah, when I'm done, right, and we went to the Gilded palette and we tapped, excuse me for that glare, this purple over the sensor. And so that's what we use for the eye look. For the lip, we lined it with Night Moth lip glazer from MAC, and the lipstick is from the Sephora collection. This is number 97, Red Desert, described as matte burgundy red. And I like telling y'all what things are described as, because you might just be able to find something similar that's less expensive. But when Sephora has 30% off, I do recommend these. Make sure though that your lips are exfoliated, soft and smooth. This new formula, like even now I can feel it on my lips. This is a little drier than their original formula. But it looks good and it does stay for a very long time. I can eat and drink with this and it'll still look like it looks. But make sure your lips are on lock before you use those if you do decide to get those. And so that is going to be it, y'all, for this video. I am digging the cheek situation. This is definitely a 70s look. For sure. So I'm looking at the pictures and I'm like, yeah. But for me, this is kind of regular, except it would be a black lip. This would definitely be a black lip. One time my daughter had an asthma attack in school on the stairs. Don't you know the principal? That is horrible, because what if she would have unalived? That's a lawsuit. Like, for real. That, oh, damn. I am so sorry that happened to her. Because people don't realize, like, asthma, that's your life. If you can't breathe, you're going to unalive. So it's like, what do you not understand? That's a damn shame. That would have been a lawsuit for sure. Yeah, that's horrible. Like, what the... And assuming the principal is an adult and your daughter is a kid, how you just leave this person in this state when they need help? Like, what type of person are you? You see somebody struggling and you just walk away? Damn. That's all sorts of fucked up. I'm sorry that happened to her. I'm feeling some kind of way. Let me, because since it was in the past, I'm guessing she's okay now. So I need to just let it go. But that's fucked up. Yeah. Thank you, Pam. Scary and sad. Yeah, like, it's just, you can unalive. You can't breathe. That's all sorts of fucked up. Like, what type of... Okay, let me stop, because I'm upset. So, let me just smile and just... That's... I want to say I'm sorry, y'all, but that is all sorts of fucked up. All right, we're going to go... all right, let's get back to the beauty that I am today and every day, even without makeup on. This is definitely 70s. The contour, you can see it. The blush, you can see it. 3 of them have a red lip. 1 is like a bronze lip. Definitely with the color with the eyes. Definitely color underneath. Not too much of a wing, but, you know, it's a little something, something. Highlighted brow for a couple of them. The other ones don't. The brows look natural. Welcome to the 70s. Next week, we're going to do the 80s. I have a video scheduled for that first, and that's it. I don't have any content scheduled other than that. I don't have any lives scheduled. So I'm going to see... I'm just going to fill it out, because I know the next few days is going to be hectic as hell. I leave tomorrow. I come back on Sunday, and I'm usually wiped out for at least 2 days after that. So I'll be back Sunday. So I need to figure out... You know what we can do? We can do our March round... Yeah, because that'll be April. So we'll do our March roundup. Our first live in April. We'll talk about the palettes we used in March. So that'll be something easy to do. And we'll schedule for the 1980s look and then a creative look in there somewhere. And if any of you who are members have requests, go ahead and post them in my community. If you go to my YouTube page, it'll be something that says visit community. You click that, you can do a post versus me just doing a post and respond to it. You can do a post. So if there's a picture you see, you want me to duplicate troll style or a certain color story, whatever, you know, feel free to leave that over there if you're a member. If you're not a member, excuse me, the way to be able to make requests is to join the membership, $2.99 a month. And that is not the only perk, but that's my favorite perk, is members get to make a request. I appreciate that, Pam. Thank you. What's in your bag is always good. You know, and I did think about that. But I'm still so pissed off at the principal leaving her daughter there. Because usually I do that. When I get there, I'll do a video. This is what I took. And then when I get home, as far as my makeup travel bag, I'll be like, let's unpack and I'll show you what I did or did not use. And so I do usually do that. But my mind, I'm just so fucking pissed off. I have forgot that I usually do that. Yeah, so I'm going to go. And so we'll be back here next week. There will be a video going up tomorrow in the morning. And we don't have nothing else scheduled to the first. But I'll find something to put in there, even if I do an unpacking video. But then too depends on how I feel, because y'all, this them long ass days, and my nocturnal self be struggling. But so we're going to go for now. Thank all of you for being here. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. And if you love my live streams, and if you think you're going to miss me, go ahead and check out my videos, because I do know some people only watch shorts, some only watch lives, some only watch videos, and then there's some that watch all three. I do also do just regular videos too. And there's always a lot of information down below. Something that should have been on the news. Yeah, that would have been a lawsuit for sure. But we're going to go, y'all, so I can get my mind right, because that was really just like, so we're going to go. Thank you for being here, everyone. Thank you, Julie. And it's described as a matte burgundy red, but it looks on my lips lighter, or like a different shade of red than it looks to me in the tube. To me, it looks more red on my lips than in here. And sometimes things do that depending on the natural color of your lips and stuff like that, or against your complexion and undertone. But so we're going to go. So do subscribe. Consider joining the membership. If you only usually come to my live streams, check out some of my videos. If you're just curious about this palette, I do have a playlist, Notoriously Morbid Eternal Beauties palette, so you can see the other looks that I've done with this. And having said that, have a good day. Good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are in the world, whatever time it is. Enjoy your time and stay safe. Stay sane in this crazy economy, these crazy political times. And as always, self-acceptance, self-love. That is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Thank you, and y'all will see me soon. Bye. Oh, I thought I hit the button.